Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hey Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna Kanhaiya Daj ki baya re Bhaja Krishna Kanhaiya Bolo Krishna Kanhaiya Daj ki baya re Bhaja Krishna Kanhaiya पारे करेंगे नाया रे भज कृष्णा कन्हैया रे करेंगे नाया रे भज कृष्णा कन्हैया बोलो पारे करेंगे नाया रे भज कृष्णा कन्हैया पारे करेंगे नाया रे भज कृष्णा कृष्णा कन्हैया लाल की जय Hey Nandalala Jai Gopala Hey Nandalala Jai Gopala Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala Bola Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala Shri Radhe Govinda मन बचले हरि का प्यार नाम है श्री राधे गोविंदा मन बचले हरि का प्यार नाम है नंद लाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है। गोपाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है, नंद लाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है। जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला, बोलो 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 जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला, जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला, जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला, हे बोलो जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला, बोलो जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला, बोलो जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला। मोरा मुकुट शीतल बनमाला, केसर तिलक लगाए, केसर तिलक लगाए। वृंदावन की कुंज गली में न सबको नाचना चाहिए, श्री राधे गोविंदा मन बजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन बजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है। गोपाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है, नंद लाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है। गोपाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है, नंद लाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है। जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला, जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला। यमुना किनारे धेनु चरावे, माधव मदन मुरारी, मदन मदन मुरारी। यमुना किनारे धेनु चरावे, माधव मदन मुरारी, मदन मदन मुरारी। मोरा माधुरा मुरलिया जब जी बजावे, हर्ष सुध बुआ सारी। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन बजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है। गिरिधर नागर कीर्ति मेरा, सुर को श्यामल गाया, सुर को श्यामल बाया। शुक्राम और नाम देने भी विठल विठल गाया। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन बजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है। क्या प्यारा नाम है, नंद लाला हरि क्या प्यारा नाम है। हे नंद लाला जय गोपाला, जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला। राधा शक्ति बिन ना कोई श्यामल दर्शन पावे, श्यामल दर्शन पावे। आराधन कर राधे राधे खन बागे आवे। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हरि का प्यार नाम है। गोपाला हरि का प्यार नाम है, नंद लाला हरि का प्यार नाम है। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 बोलो हरे राम राम राम। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन बचले हरि का प्यार नाम है श्री राधे गोविंदा मन बचले हरि का प्यार नाम है श्री राधे गोविंदा मन बचले हरि का प्यार नाम है श्री राधे गोविंदा मन बचले हरि का प्यार नाम है गोपाला हरि का प्यार नाम है नंद लाला हरि का प्यार नाम है मुरली मनोहर गोपाला गोविंद राधे गोपाला बोलो मुरली मनोहर गोपाला गोविंद राधे गोपाला बोलो मुरली मनोहर गोपाला गोविंद राधे गोपाला मुरली मनोहर गोपाला गोविंद राधे गोपाला 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 मुरली मनोहर गोपाला 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 मुरली मनोहर गोपाला जय गोपाला गोपाला मुरली मनोहर गोपाला Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Gopala Gopala Murali Manohar Gopala 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 Murali Manohar Gopala Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Gora Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Gora Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Oh, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Grantha Raj ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Nila Madhava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow we begin. Is it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow? Day after tomorrow we begin what is called Adhik Mas. This Adhik Mas has two parts to it. One is called Smarta and the other is called Paramartha. Normally, people think that Adhik Mas is inauspicious. So today we will see how Vaishnavas, devotees of Lord Krishna, transform everything inauspicious into Kalyan, auspicious. That is the magic touch of Krishna consciousness. So these two parts, Smarta and Paramartha, are the following. The Vedic Arya Shastras are divided into two sections. Smarta, which is literature based on Smriti, something spoken about Krishna by great authorities. And Paramartha, transcendental literature based on Shruti, words directly spoken by Krishna or Vishnu or Narayana. Those who are eligible, in Sanskrit the word eligible is adhikari. Those who have the adhikar, the eligibility or the qualification for the Smarta section, do not have any natural inclination or taste for Paramartha Shastras. The thoughts, the principles, and the activities and the life goal of every human is constituted according to his respective ruchi. Ruchi means their inclination, something they have a taste for. Generally, smartas accept those scriptures which are in accordance with their respective ruchi, their own personal taste. Having greater adhikara for Smarta Shastra, they do not demonstrate much regard for Paramartha or Paramarthika Shastra, transcendental Shastra based on direct words of Narayana or Krishna. Providence, or meaning karmic debt of people, is the agent behind the creation of these two divisions. In other words, due to our previous karma, we're born with certain ruchi, certain tastes or inclinations in our life. Therefore, for some reason or other, Krishna must have hidden the purpose in having such an arrangement. That is, karma. Of course, we know what the secret is. The secret is that you get what you deserve, right? In any company, you get what you deserve. In any society, you get what you deserve. So we create our own destiny by the choices we make in our life. If we knowingly or unknowingly violate the principles of Dharma, what are those principles of Dharma? Those are the 4 things that people love to do in America: eating meat, gambling, intoxication, and illicit connections. Read the newspaper, look at the news, read novels, look at the movies, Hollywood or Bollywood. It's the same thing. They're glorifying these 4 things: meat eating, gambling, intoxication, and illicit connections. So, based on those type of choices, if people choose to do those things, and of course there's a lot of publicity for it today, and it's glorified as being the good life. It's good for nothing life, but they claim it's good life. So then people create their destiny based on those choices, and in the next life they're born with certain inclinations, or ruchi. Just like the fly is attracted to stool, and the bee is attracted to pollen, right? Honey. So, do you ever see the bee hanging around the stool? You ever see the fly hanging around the pollen? No. It's in the same way, people are born with certain inclinations based on the choices they made in their previous life. There's no mystery about this. Therefore, education is how to make the right choices in life. And the child is the father of man. This is a saying in English. Whatever you learn in your childhood, that's what will guide you the rest of your life. So if you let your kids watch and play video games, don't be surprised. One day they'll come home and say, "Hey, Mom, hey, Dad, I don't believe in God." Yeah, it happens a lot nowadays. And what happens is they grow up having good education but being really low-class people. Like, for example, this past week, there was a Gujarati doctor, very popular very well-known doctor in Florida. What happened to him? His picture was in the newspaper. Why? Because he went to a nightclub, picked up an 18-year-old girl, took her to his house, fed her full of drugs, and did whatever they do when they have drugs. The next morning when he woke up, the girl was dead. So they had the picture of the girl, 18 years old. He's 35, 36 years old. And they said a prominent doctor did this. Right? Now, what happened to him? Usually Gujarati families are very pious, and they have a tradition, like the Gujaratis in South Africa. For 300 years, they never intermarried. They always, they never married outside of their community, right? And they're very pious people. But now, it's breaking down. What has changed in the last 300 years? Education. The whole educational system has changed. It's based on Asura culture. Asura culture. They've taken over the educational system, and they do it purposely to train your children to become like the Gujarati doctor. Highly educated, rich, prominent, and a low-class scumbag. There's nothing more low-class than to pick up an 18-year-old girl in a bar, fill her full of drugs, violate her, and next morning, she's dead. Not only him, in the news this past week, there was a story of Mr. Schneiderman, the Attorney General of the state of New York, highly educated. In fact, people were hoping that he could become the next president of the United States. He's a guy who hates Trump and has made many law cases against his programs. It was revealed that he had violated many women working under him. And Mario Cuomo, Governor Cuomo obliged him to resign immediately. In 1 hour after the news came out, he had to resign. Here's another highly educated person in a very big position. He's Attorney General of the state of New York. That's like being the, what do you call those people in India? The IIT people that are magistrates. IAS people, they're magistrates, right? The magistrate of the collector, right? Highly, you know, these are the people that are actually running India, and they're highly educated, and there's very few of them. It's hard to get into the IAS school, right? So he's like that. He's even better because he's a Harvard, Yale graduate, right? Highly educated, very famous, very powerful. He's a scumbag. Low-class piece of dirt. Be careful. This is the result of modern education. You become highly educated, you make a lot of money, you become famous, but you're a low-class person. The Vedic culture is based on making people of good character, like Bharat, like Lord Ram himself. Good character. And the Asuric culture is making people like Aurangzeb, like Ravana. Highly educated, technologically very advanced. Ravana built a tunnel from Sri Lanka right to Brazil, through the earth. That's how technologically advanced they were. No one can do that today. He was able to do that, and he mined gold in Brazil and brought it back and built his city, which was a high-tech city. Lanka was a high-tech city, beautiful city made of gold, emeralds, jewels. But he was a low-class man. He had 1,000 wives, but that was not enough. He wanted to steal or kidnap Sita Devi from Ram so that Ram would become weak and he would become more powerful. See? These are low-class people, like the Gujarati doctor, like Mr. Schneiderman, and like many, many others today. So, people make advancement in life by remaining steady in their adhikar. Adhikar is their eligibility, their natural inclinations in life. They become steady. Like if you're born in a family and for generations your family have been farmers, then the farmers teach their child how to be a good farmer. They've been on that land for generations, so they know how to produce vegetables and fruits and different things on that land. And they teach their child all these secrets that take years to learn. And there's a continuity of work and of culture, right? But when one deviates from the adhikar, they fall down. So according to one's activities, a person attains two types of adhikar. One is karma and one is bhakti. As long as one maintains his karma adhikar, he derives benefit from his work, and that is the smarta section. When he enters bhakti adhikar, by leaving the karma adhikar, then he develops a natural ruchi, or taste, or inclination for paramartika, or transcendental path. Therefore, Providence has made these two divisions of Shastra, Smarta and Paramartha. The rules and regulations of the Smarta Shastra are committed to karma, action, activity. The Smarta Shastra has made various types of rules and regulations in order to help one attain nistha, or steadfastness, in karma adhikara. In many instances, it even demonstrates indifference towards Paramartha Shastra, or Transcendental Shastra, to make people attain specific nistha in such rules and regulations. In other words, what's it saying? Just like the Gujarati community in South Africa, for 300 years, no one married outside of their community. That's called smarta. They have certain rules and regulations, usually based on bodily identification and activity. And they stay steady. And now, that creates stable society, but it may not be favorable for spiritual life. I'll give you an example. Like, for example, when I was in Paris, we met a boy on the street. His name was Ahmed Shah. He was an Ahmedi, if you know what the Ahmedi sect is. They're not really Muslims. They claim to be Muslims. They're not. The Muslims hate them. In Pakistan, they're severely persecuted by the Sunni Muslims. Anyway, but they have a very nice, close-knit community, and this has been going on for 300 years. Ahmed Shah was their prophet about 300 years ago. So they have a very good community and they have good morals. There's an Ahmedi temple, actually, mosque, on Aurora Avenue, North Seattle. Anyway, we met Ahmed Shah, and he became very interested in Krishna consciousness. And he joined our small temple, and he would go out on Sankirtan with us every day, and he would listen to Bhagavad Gita. He loved it. One day, Ahmed Shah received a phone call from his mother in Pakistan. And they spoke in Urdu. And she told him basically, she said, if you don't come back in the next 3 days, I'm going to cut my throat. It's up to you. My life is in your hands. You must leave those kafirs and come back to me immediately. When he put the phone down, he was like shaking. And I said, what's the matter? He said, my mother, she said, if I don't come home in 3 days, she'll cut her throat. Now, I know she'll do that. You don't know our women. I said, well, what are you going to do? He said, I have to go. He said, I don't want to go, but I have to go. Otherwise, she'll do it. And he left, and he never came back. That is the Smarta culture. They have their community, they have their rules, they have their culture, and it's based on action. Action, not necessarily transcendental action, mundane action, but it creates stability in their community, but it is not necessarily ultimately good. You see? That's Smarta culture. But the Paramartha culture is transcendental. So here it says, if the jiva gives up adhikara nishta, he can never attain auspiciousness. For this reason, the Shastras have divided into two, Smarta and Paramartha. Adimas is an extra month. It is called Malamasa, or the impure month, and it's devoid of all auspicious activities. By dividing the whole year into 12 parts, the Smarta Shastras have ascertained the auspicious or religious activities for these 12 months. All the karma, or activity, religious activities, which are part of the Varnashrama system, when allotted to the 12 months, leave the extra month, Adimasa, devoid of any such activity. There is no religious performance in Adimasa. In order to keep lunar months and solar months in tally, 1 month has to be excluded every 32 months. The name of that month is Adimasa, extra month. Smartas have discarded this extra month, considering it abominable. They give it names such as Malamasa, impure month, Choramasa, thieving month, and so on. It is stated in Sri Surya Siddhanta that in one Mahayuga there are 1,593,336 extra months and 51,840,000 solar months. Therefore, there is 1 extra month after every 32 months, 16 days and 4 hours of the solar calendar. From the perspective of Paramartha Shastra, Adimasa is superior and advantageous for Hari Bhajana. You see the difference? The Smartas say it's no good. And they say don't do any spiritual activity during that month. It will not give you any good result. But the Vaishnava Paramartha Shastra says it's the most auspicious month for making spiritual advancement. You see? Just like, I'll give you another example of this. There was one lady here, and she's a very wonderful lady, very pious lady, and her father died in India. And she received a phone call from India from the pundit, the family pundit, or the, as you say, the family guru. And he said, don't go to the temple, don't chant Hare Krishna, don't eat prasad, don't read Bhagavad Gita. They warned her. It's very inauspicious, it'll be very bad for your father. So she was like confused because she's initiated devotee. So she called me up and said, Hari Vilas, I have a big problem. I said, what's that? She said, my father died. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. I said, no, that's not the problem, she said. Because he died, in our family tradition, they asked our pundit, our local guru, the Guruji, the family guru, what we should do for 1 month. We have to do special things for 1 month. That's it's according to our caste system. And he said, I cannot chant Hare Krishna, I cannot take prasadam, I cannot come and have darshan, I cannot read Bhagavad Gita. What should I do, Prabhu? I said, disregard what he said. Disregard? There won't be any bad thing? I said, no. I said, Krishna consciousness is divya dharma, transcendental. It has nothing to do with these smarta rules. These smarta rules are for people who are self-interested. They think that the goal of life is swarga. Swarga is no different than narak. There's also birth, old age, disease, and death in swarga. The only difference is life is longer and sense gratification is greater. And there's a possibility of making some spiritual advancement there because most of the people are in the mode of goodness. But still, if you look at Indra, the king of Swarga, sometimes he commits very horrible sinful acts. Because lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy also exist in Swarga. It's not free of that. Although it's in the mode of goodness, still these things act on people. And sometimes Indra, he actually violated the wife of his guru. He killed his guru. He did some horrible things. But the difference is that devas, even though they sometimes do horrible things, they always go back to Krishna. And the asuras, they do just as bad or sometimes worse horrible things, but they never take Krishna's advice. See, that's the difference. So, this is the difference between a deva and an asura. The devas will always come to devotees and ask advice. And the asuras, they avoid the advice of devotees. They go to the asuras and ask advice from them. See? So, if you want to be a deva, then regardless of the mistakes that we make, we should ask advice. How can I atone for this? Right. Okay, so the Paramartha Shastra claims that Adhik Mas or Adhimasa is the most outstanding month for transcendental activities. It's going to start in 2 days. Since life in this world is temporary, it's not proper to spend any part of one's life meaninglessly. In other words, stopping to do spiritual activity. It is imperative for the jiva, for the living entities, to remain continuously engaged in Hari Bhajana at every moment. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Thus, Adhik Mas, which comes every 3rd year, may also become useful for Hari Bhajana. This is indeed the deep meaning of Paramartha Shastras. Even though karmis or materialists perceive this month to be devoid of all auspicious activities, for the deliverance of all the jivas, Paramartha Shastra, on the other hand, has ascertained that this period is the most conducive for Hari Bhajana. Paramartha Shastra says, hey jiva, during this Adhik Mas, why should you remain lazy in Hari Bhajana? Srimad Golokanatha himself, or Krishna, has ascertained that this month is the best of all. It is superior even to the greatly pious months of Kartika, Magha, and Vaishakha. In this month, you should perform archana of Shri Radha Krishna with special rules or moods for bhajana. You will thereby attain all types of perfection. The history and glories of Adhik Mas and how it received the name Purushottama follows. The glories of Adhik Mas are mentioned in the 31st chapter of the Naradiya Purana. Adhik Masa considered the sovereignty of the 12 months and saw that he was being slighted. See, everything is personal. Even the month of Adhik Mas is a person. Every one of the Puranas are persons. Every one of the Upanishads are persons. There's nothing impersonal in the whole universe, in the whole creation. Everything is personal. It's only due to ignorance that we see impersonalism. So Adhik Mas felt left out. Hey, people say you should do nothing during my month. What is this? So what did he do? He went to Vaikuntha and he met with Sriman Narayana. You see? That means he's a devotee. He's a deva. He's not an asura. Asuras never would do that. No, don't go to Narayana. He'll tell you lies. He's a liar. You know. So, out of compassion, Vaikuntapati, Narayana, took Adhik Mas with him and appeared before Sri Krishna in Goloka. See, Narayana takes him to Goloka. After hearing about the distress of Malamasa, the impure month, Lord Krishna, he said, hey Ramapati, just as I am celebrated in this world by the name Purushottama, the greatest transcendental person, similarly this Adhik Masa too will be renowned in the world by the name Purushottama. Now I offer all my qualities to this month. Becoming like me, from today onwards, the Adhik Mas is the monarch of all other months, the king of all other months, and is the most worshipable and most adored in the world. All other months are sakama, that is, they will grant worldly desires. So the Kartika and these other so-called auspicious periods, therefore attaining worldly desires. This month, however, Adhik Mas is niskama, without material desire, only spiritual desire. Those who worship this month, either without any desires, akama, or with all types of desires, will have all their karmas burnt. Then they will achieve me, Krishna. My bhaktas sometimes commit offenses, but in this Purushottama month, they will be protected from committing any offense. In this Adhik Mas, those greatly foolish persons who neglect to perform auspicious qualities such as japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Giving in charity, dan, visiting and bathing at the holy places, and who are envious of the dvijas, the brahmanas, are deemed wicked, unfortunate, and living at the cost of others. Thus, they will not attain a cent of happiness, even in their dreams. Conversely, those who are filled with bhakti will take advantage of this Purushottama month to perform archana to me. After enjoying worldly happiness such as wealth, sons, and so on, they will eventually attain residence in Goloka. The glories of Purushottama month in the context, so this was Krishna himself speaking to Lord Narayana and to Adhik Mas. Although Lord Narayana is non-different than Krishna, still, this is another example of achintya beda abeda tattva. The absolute truth is simultaneously and inconceivably one and different. This is the ultimate understanding of the philosophy of Vaishnavism. The glories of Purushottama month in the context of Draupadi's history follows. Many episodes from the Puranas are narrated in the context of the glories of Purushottama month. One example is Draupadi. In her previous life, she was the daughter of Meda Rishi. Even after hearing of the glories of Purushottama month from Durvasa Rishi, she neglected to observe that month. As a result, she attained many sufferings in that life and became the wife of 5 husbands in her birth as Draupadi. Now, ladies, imagine you have one husband. Imagine if you had 5 husbands. You would be in hell. Right? As a result, she attained many sufferings in that life and became the wife of 5 husbands in her birth as Draupadi. During her exile, the Pandavas followed Sri Krishna's instructions to observe Purushottama Mas, Vrata, and thus crossed over all their sufferings. As it is said, Hey Muni, during the period of their exile, the Pandavas traveled throughout all the holy places, and by the mercy of Shri Krishna, they observed Shri Purushottama Vrata with all rules and regulations. As a result of this, they completed their 14 years of exile without any obstacles, and at the end attained an unparalleled kingdom. Now we can see. We have to base our understanding on Shastra, not on hearsay, and not on the basis of karma, good karma, bad karma, but on the basis of transcendental knowledge. The account of King Dhritarashtra is spoken by Valmiki regarding Purushottama Vrata. Now this is the third evidence from Shastra, from Ramayana. Purushottama Masa is glorified on account of King Dhritarashtra's previous birth. At Badarik Ashram, Narada heard the procedure of the Purushottama Vrata from Narayana Rishi, which Valmiki Muni then related to King Dhritarashtra in answer to the king's questions. Just as the rules of Ahanika Gayatri mantras for Brahmanas are ascertained in Dharma Shastra, similarly, the obligatory activities for one observing Purushottama Vrata are also delineated beginning from the Brahma Muhurta hour. In other words, during this month, we should wake up early in the morning, 1.5 hours before the sunrise. It's called Brahma Muhurta, the best time of the day for making spiritual advancement. And if you, during Brahma Vrata, the Muhurta, then you know you're missing the best, right? Purushottama Masa is glorified. Okay. So, rules for bathing in the month of Purushottama. Regarding the rules for bathing during Purushottama month, it is said, there are 3 types of baths, as declared by the wise. Bath in the rivers, which meet the ocean, is the topmost, like Ganga. Bath in lakes, ponds, and wells is the second best, like Lake Sammamish. And bath in one's home is an ordinary bath. For one who is observing Shri Purushottama Vrata, after taking bath, he should observe the following. In other words, you wake up early in the morning, in the Brahma Muhurta, 1.5 hours before sunrise. Sunrise is around, now it's coming around 5 o'clock. Okay. After bathing, one should perform achamana, with clean hands. In other words, sipping sacred water, Ganges water, and then anointing the body with it. One should then make paste of gopi chandan clay and wear simple, beautiful, straight urdhva pondra tilaka. So we put tilaka on the forehead, and marks of the conch, disc, and so on the body. The exclusive worship of Shri Radha Krishna is obligatory in Purushottama month. The worship of Shri Krishna is obligatory activity. Valmiki said, Hey, Dhritarashtra, Purushottama Shri Krishna is the presiding deity of Purushottama month. Therefore, being filled with bhakti shraddha, you should worship Purushottama Shri Krishna with 16 types of paraphernalia every day of this month. I'm going to make it easy for you. This is what we do every morning. So if you simply come to the temple for Mangal Arti, see the deity, worship also Tulsi Devi and Gurudev, Prabhupada, and then see the Mangal Arti and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. The pujari is doing the worship with 16 articles of the deities. So you'll get the benefit of all that because you're here. Be here or be nowhere. If you're here, you get the benefit of Adhik Mas. Even after taking birth in India, those who are the lowest of mankind remain attached to household life and never hear the glories of Shri Purushottama Vrata. This is why I'm lecturing on it today. Most people think it's a bad month, but actually it's the best month. So we want to erase any misconception about Adhik Mas. And thus they do not observe it. Such unfortunate persons undergo the suffering of repeated birth and death and the distress inflicted by the separation from sons, friends, wife, and other relatives. Ah, you should think deeply about this. This separation from father, mother, and eventually kids get married and they get a job in Alabama. You ever go to Alabama? You ever go to Alabama? It's in the middle of nowhere. O best of the Dvijas, in this Purushottama month, one should not uselessly discuss worldly literature or mundane poetry. No, what do you call that? Shaira. Shairi, right? Mundane poetry. It's all nonsense, right? I have a friend of mine, he's a Muslim from Hyderabad. He said, Prabhu, you wouldn't believe it. All the Hindus that come to my shairi, he said, they all come and they want to have kebab for my wife. She makes the best kebab in Seattle. Now, what is this? Hindus going to shairi to eat kebab? Is that the purpose of going to the shairi? You see, everything is all mixed up today. Giving up miserliness. One should give in charity to the brahmanas, give in charity to the temple and temple activities, especially for cow protection. Especially, this is the month to do dan, to give in charity. If a person remains miserly, even though he has wealth, his miserliness will be the cause of his going to Rorava, one type of hell. One of these days I'm going to give a lecture on the 28 places in hell. Scare the hell out of everybody. Every day one should feed the Vaishnavas and Brahmanas, every day, with the best foodstuff. A person who is following the vows should take his food in the 8th part of the day. Indradumya, Satadumyana, Yovanasa, and Bhagirata attain Samipya, close association with Bhagavan Krishna, by worshipping him, or Lord Krishna, in the Purushottama month. One should perform service to Purushottama with all of one's endeavors. Such service to Purushottama is superior to all types of sadhana and fulfills all varieties of desires, meaning spiritual desires, not material desires. We have a desire to buy a new farm, so to protect our cows better and to increase our herd, right? So these types of spiritual desires will be satisfied. Okay, so you get the idea. I don't have to continue. I'll just read one more thing, and that is, anyway, we'll stop because we have a program tonight, and we will have Arti. And if you have any questions, you can ask me after the class, after the Arti, or after the program. We have a few announcements to make real quickly before Arti. We are collecting for our new farm, as I said, to increase our herd and have this wonderful ahimsa milk. If you haven't tasted this milk, you should definitely taste it. There's nothing like it. This is Amrit. It's the best milk in the whole world. You can't even get it in India. That's how good it is. Anybody want to give a personal testimony? You want to give a testimony, Santil Prabhu? Get up.
So it's like, what I can say is, you have to taste it to really feel the taste. Because now once we started consuming this milk, we are not able to take the milk from outside. We just can't drink. The taste is so bad that it's not milk, obviously. So now we are worried if there is this farm's milk supply is not going to be there, we are going to be screwed. So this is so really tasty milk. Now the supply is also not much to supply everyone, but hopefully we'll increase the herd size so that everybody, the whole community can get benefited out of that. Because you really have to taste the milk. It's amazing.
Thank you, Prabhu. That was an unsolicited testimony. So we want to thank Sudhakar Swati family, or Sudhakar and Swati and their family. They've donated $2,016 tonight. We want to thank Rahul Sharma and Kritika. Rahul and Kritika, they and their family, they have donated $5,000 tonight. We want to thank Jitendra Lad and family. They've donated $500. We want to thank Amit Sharma and Shital, his wife and family. They've donated $1,100. Of course, we will not put the money in the bank until 2 days, so they get the benefit of making dawn during the Adhik Mas. And I am donating $10,000 tonight. I need all the Ashirbat I can get. And also, the sponsors of our feast tonight are Gauranga Chandra Das and family, $250 on the occasion of Pranjal's birthday. We want to thank also Divya Kumar as a sponsor of the feast tonight. Thank you very much, Divya Kumar. And we want to thank Nilambari Desai on the occasion of his father's birthday. So Nilambari Desai. Upcoming events, every Saturday night, every Saturday afternoon, we go out with our food truck, which you see outside, and we distribute Mahaprashadam with fresh-made rotis right in the truck to all living entities who come. And you would not believe the types of living entities that come. They are amazing. And we have a mini festival with kirtan and dancing and prasadam. So here you are. This is every Saturday afternoon from about 4:30 in the afternoon till 6:30. And this is in the University Heights Community Center. And there are a lot of students coming. These are IT prep for IT future in Amazon, Microsoft, and so forth. We also, one PhD Indian doctor came. He said, "I can't believe this," and he's an expert in robotics. He's doing a seminar at the University of Washington. He couldn't believe it. He said, "This is the best thing I've ever seen in Seattle." Right. So this is what we do every Saturday night. Then after this, we go down to the Sodo district. Also, our Amina Devi Dasi performed Odissi dance. Hare Krishna. So then after that, we go and have a Kirtan Yoga festival in the Sodo district in the brewery, but there's no beer. So if you'd like to join us for Harinam Sankirtan, for distributing prasadam, for having fun, helping humanity, please come. June 16th, we have our Japa retreat, a chance to chant Hare Krishna uninterruptedly for about 8 hours, and it'll be a festival, and you can sign up for it. Thank you very much. Now we'll have our Arti. Bhaja Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Bhaja Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Bhaja Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Bhaja Bhaja Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Bhaja Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Bhaja Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hey bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Krishna Krishna hey. Bolo Krishna Krishna hey. Bolo Krishna Rakshaman. Bolo Krishna Pahiman. Bolo Rama Rakshaman. Bolo Krishna Keshava Pahiman. Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna hey. Krishna hey. Bolo Krishna hey. Krishna hey. Krishna Rakshaman. Krishna Pahiman. Rama Raghava Rakshaman. Krishna Kesava Pahiman. Raghava Rakshaman. Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Kiba Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Shobha. Jana Vitatavane Jagamana Lobadan. Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Shobha. Bola Jana Vitatavane Jagamana Loban. Gorangera Rotik Soba Jagajana Mana Loba. Gorangera Rotik Soba Jagajana Mana Loba. Gorangera Rotik Soba Jagajana Mana Loba. Jagajana Mana Loba. Jagajana Mana Loba. Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo Nitai Gora. Badaki Jaya Chan Mangadat Hara. Nikateya Nikashini Vasachadara Nikateya. Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Shobha. Jana Vitatavane Jagamana Loba. Kibabojina Chingora Chan Ratna Singha Shane. Korena Brahma Adi Deva Gane Arodi Korena Brahma Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arodi Ke Shobha. Anada Hari Adi Kani Chamara Dulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Kosa Adidaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Kosa Adidaya Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Soba Jana Vita Tabane Jagamana Lobaja Kibashanka Bajikanta Bajikara Tala Madhura Midanga Baje Paramara Sala Madhura Midanga Baje Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shanka Baje, Ganta Baje, Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Baje. Shanka Baje, Ganta Baje, Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Baje. Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Baje Bolo Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Baje Bolo Madhur, 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 Madhur Baje Haribo, Haribo Gora Haribo, Nita Gora Haribo, Nita Gora Haribo Haribo, Haribo, Nita Gora Nita Gora Haribo, Haribo, Gora Haribo, Nita Gora Haribo, Nita Gora Haribo, 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 Nita Gora Haribo, Haribo, Gora Haribo, Nita Gora Haribo, Nita Gora Ki babahu koti chandra jini bhajna tulala Dala deshe bana mala kore jala mala Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Soba Jana Vidata Vane Jagamana Loba Jana Vidata Vane Shagamana Loba Shiva Shiva Sutanarada Premigada Yada Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gorada Sampada Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gorada Sampada Chayo Jaya Gora Chandre Arati Ke Soba Shagamana Loba Janami Tatavane Shagamana Loba Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Namaste Narasimhaya Phaladadadayime Hiranyakashipurvachahai Hiranyakashipurvachahai Hiranyankanakalaye Itanishinya Bharatonishinya Yato yato yami tato nishinya Yato yami tato nishinya Vahi nishinya Hidaye nishinya Narashinamadim Saranam Prabhade Narashinamadim Saranam Prabhade Savatara Kamalabhare Nakam Abuddha Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubingham Deshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Tavatara Kamalabhare Nakam Abuddha Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubingham Deshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Narasingha Dev, Jaya Narasingha Dev, Jaya Narasingha Dev, Jaya Narasingha Dev. Haribo, 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 Nitadora, Haribo, Nitadora. Nitai Gaura Premanandi ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Pararajika Chasta Tarasatara Shishi Shimad His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Karanga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutali Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tanamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vacharani Vishesa Sunyavari Paskati Desatani Hare Krishna. So tonight we have a special presentation. I'm going to let the guru of all these young girls